City.
Yeah. All right, we back for another episode of Since We Talking. You got your host, Valden, as always. And my left, we got
Keynote.
Am
I Keynote or am I?
It's up to you.
I'm Keynote.
We got Keynote right here to my left.
All right, cool.
We're finna get into some good conversations. So, kind of how we work things here on Since We Talking. We want to do a little introduction for yourself first. Let the people know who you are.
What's it like? State your name. State your claim.
Whatever you want to do first. And we can get into a little bit of the conversations.
Khalil, a.k.a. Keynote. Was DJ Keynote. I don't DJ no more. So we just go by Keynote. I am still working on the Instagram tag. So there's a page. It's called Keynote, right?
Mm-hmm.
If y'all find that person, go and report them for sexual harassment. Because I've tried everything else and Instagram ain't messing with me. So go report that page for sexual harassment. They ain't had a post since like 2016. I need that surname. So yeah.
Keynote with a 3.
Nah, bro, because that's like the original, like that one guy.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
I just want straight Keynote. Do you know how easy that is to find?
You know if you do a Keynote with a 3, then it's like a little.
I can't do that. I want like OG. Like if I could just have it as Khalil, you know what I'm saying? That'd also be cool. But like just the Keynote by itself. But anyway. Oh, excuse me. Val and I, we known each other since 8th grade, but like we actually wasn't even like real close back then until like high school, sophomore years. Was you an orchestra or a band in middle school?
I was in neither.
Really?
I was in neither one of them.
It's crazy.
Exactly. I was out here just explore gang. You know, we was out here exploring.
Oh yeah.
We're on the same Explorers Jam.
You remember when Bobby and
they got to a fight? Yeah, I remember.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
We was 13. We were 13 years old.
There you go, man. I'm telling you, bro, some good times. But so here on Since We Talking, we like to get into them deep conversations. We're gonna get into some introspection. We're gonna get into some little lighthearted stuff. Ask about your past, ask about your future, where you've been at, where you going. So the question I got for you is, where you want to start at? Want to start in the deep questions, where I get you one of those personal passionate questions, or you want to start off with a little bit of your past or your future? It's up to you. We can start off anywhere. We got the questions to go.
I am here for the ride.
Here for the ride?
So, I mean, I guess I'm just kind of giving a background of myself, so we can start in the past first.
Starting the past? Yeah. All right. So, man, we can start the past with one of the nice questions. So, if you were to describe your life like a book, what part of the book would you be at right now in your life?
Like the mountain thing that we learned?
No, not the plot.
Like exposition.
Yeah, something like
climax.
That. Yep.
Bro, if I'm at a climax in my life, that mean like I peaked, bro.
Exactly. So where do you think that you at?
Rise in action. Rise in action. I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying?
Rise in action.
Like it's exposition, rise in action.
Climax.
Ooh, I'm about. Yeah, man, I'm still working on myself, bro. What do you mean? Like, if anybody say anything past that, bro, they're like letting themselves go. You think I'm falling in action, bro? You about to die. What do you mean?
Some of the elders feel like they already got their climax, and now they're here for...
I'm 27, bro.
Hey, I didn't say that at the age. I was just saying, like, some people do feel like they've already hit their climax. They hit that age. They got exactly all they were looking for, and now they passing on their knowledge.
I pray that when I hit my climax, there's actually like another secret climax that they just didn't include in the original plot. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I thought I was at the climax, and really I was still kind of reaching. You know that there's a picture, bro. Maybe this is off topic, but it's a podcast. So who cares? There's a picture of it's a top and a bottom half, and it's basically like a guy, and he's coal mining, but he's like looking for diamonds, and there's a wall. Let's just say it's like an inch thick, right? And he doesn't see it because he's in the cave, and then he gives up. He takes his axe pick and he throws it over his shoulder, and there's another guy who's got like in this picture it's like an inch or like 5 inches worth of wall before he gets to the diamond, and that dude is excited.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know that picture.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, like don't give up. You don't know like how close you are. Like that's real. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be right there, but if you don't see it through, my boy, you ain't
got to see it through.
Got to see it through. You know. So I hope that when I hit my climax, whatever that is, I hope there's another one, and I'm sure that.
You want to keep climbing.
Yeah,
you don't
for
want
sure.
to stop climbing.
Well, I'm gonna be 90 years old with stem cells. I'm gonna be hitting backflips, bro. What are you talking about? Like,
this man on the stem cells already. Okay, then.
I think the stem cells are great. Unless you like killing babies to get stem cells, but you know, is what you can get nowadays, bro. There's a thing called CPI stem cells, and I think that there's Blue Tail and like a whole bunch of other stuff, but you can take a trip to Cali, bro. You can take a trip to San Diego, and they bus you over to Tijuana, and you sit in this place, and like a bunch of athletes and UFC fighters, they sit in this place, and they like shoot you up and like oh man.
You did it?
Nah, I would though. Is it $5,000? I think you get like a full body treatment. Okay. I would do it. Hey. I would do it right now. Actually, my knees feel like they're about 90. Like I'm.
Bad knees?
Hey man.
I got good knees still. I'll be chilling.
D Rose knees.
That's right. R.I.P. man. He's not dead.
What? Oh, I don't watch basketball, so I'm like, I just know that he got bad knees. You know what I'm saying?
He's
like
not dead, but he retired.
Oh, okay. He's resting in peace then. Mm-hmm. He actually is resting in peace. Quite literally.
Retired, yeah.
Okay, all right.
But so you're on your rising actions. I like that then. So from your rising actions, what do you think your exposition, like your background, all of that has been? Like, where do you think it's leading you to?
I guess we can get vulnerable. So my main goal, which I do ultimately feel like is like a God-given seed.
You don't get into that too. I like that.
Yeah. So is baseball. Like a lot of my life revolves around baseball, and I think that I feel like everybody should have one main goal and focus, and then you have like other supporting goals and focuses. So like example, let's say you want to become a doctor, but you don't have a car, so how you going to get to work? You can Uber, you can take the bus, but like one of your supporting goals would be to get a car. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So like, and that's just a part of life. Like you couldn't just laser focus in on one thing and then be trash in everything else. So
gotta be well-rounded.
Yeah, with baseball, like that's been my main thing for a while, and I'm not gonna lie, like I've been pretty stagnant, and I think other people will argue that I haven't been stagnant. It's just that like when you set your goals real high, and you don't have like a benchmark of knowing what you've achieved or not, you know what I'm saying? It just feels like there's minimal growth. Even if you document it on film or whatever, like it's just like, okay, cool, like the numbers are there, I'm throwing harder, I'm hitting harder, I'm running faster, but like you still feel like you're in the same place.
You need some real KPIs. You don't need to just see the numbers. You need the numbers to mean something.
Yeah, bro. That's like it. I like a good application. Mm-hmm. So, that like I said, a lot of my life has been geared towards that. So one of the supporting goals, getting into the gym, and it's been real cool. But I've been training like a bodybuilder, so I put up some crazy weight real quick. Mm-hmm. Changed a lot of my diet. Started lifting real heavy, and it's been great. But like I look, and maybe not now, but like I look at least at one point like a bodybuilder, and I was getting compliments, which is cool. My clothes fit, you know what I'm saying. But I don't particularly care about that as much as I do hitting a baseball 400 plus feet, you know, throwing 90 plus. So it's just a byproduct. But I think kind of to answer that question, it's just like.
Everything building up to that base.
Yeah.
I like that though.
I do like cars too. I don't know why I said that.
Cars?
I like Twains. No, you might have to clip that piece out.
It might be an edit there.
Some trains and fire trucks and airplanes, and we might have ourselves a blast. And it doesn't help that I'm wearing sunglasses inside, but
hey man, don't worry, bro.
It boosts the confidence, honestly.
Okay, what you mean by boost the confidence?
You about to get some dry responses.
Put the shades back on, man. Don't worry about it. Oh man.
But no, I think that because I mentioned cars, and I guess my brain kind of went there for a second. I want to mod out my car, so I've been like slowly but surely adding stuff on there. It has nothing to do with baseball, but I have an itch to do that.
It's another passion.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like once I do that, because props to me, I just got done paying my car off.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I ain't got no tags on it, but that's neither here nor there.
St. Louis.
But no, I wanna mod my car out, and a lot of times I kind of sit there with myself and I mentally battle myself like, oh my gosh, like I need money for the showcase. Like there's a winter league in Europe that I just got an invite to from a friend who was talking about doing. He's playing for Team Brazil. Mm-hmm. He's like, yo, like you need to come out here, which made me feel pretty good because it's like somebody's acknowledging me. You know what I'm saying?
Instantly.
So he was telling me about it, and like I know I need to be putting money aside for that, but then there's also a part of me that's like, dog, like I I've been buying little pieces off of eBay Motors here and there, but it's some stuff that's like well in the thousands that is not very financially responsible, but who cares? You know what I'm saying? I know I want to do it, but I don't want to be in a spot of regret and be like, dang, like I should have taken that money and like did a showcase. So my goal, I guess, is just to become a millionaire. So Cash App is
Go ahead.
Is it? Wait, I'm about to put it on. I don't even know my Cash App. We about to get some.
We're gonna put it on the screen.
On the
too.
screen.
It's gonna be right here. Cash App.
It is where's the thing? Oh, it's actually DJ Keynote.
There you go.
It is in fact DJ Keynote. Payal. DJ Keynote. Read it and weep, suckers.
Cash App DJ Keynote. He's trying to be a millionaire. He's trying to get his car.
I'm trying to be a millionaire by 6 days ago.
He got a winter showcase that's coming up in. Where's it at?
It's in Europe.
Europe.
I know Europe is a whole continent, but we're gonna figure that out because I don't have all the details yet. But I just got the invite like a week ago, and I've been procrastinating. So, but you know, it is what it is.
So just know that that's coming. All right.
I need initiative. Like, you ever like you want to do something, but life isn't bad enough for you to get up off your butt right now, but it's not great enough for you to not be fully content where you at. You know what I'm saying?
I actually don't know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. I need that same initiative. Like, you get your heart broken, something catastrophic happen, you get up right then and there. You broke and you need some money, you're going to figure out a way, bro. Like, you're going to rob somebody to do something. Maybe not rob somebody, but, like, you're going to figure out a way to get you some money. That initiative going to be there. Like, but that's my thing, man. I be going to the cage, and it's like, this is cool. This is a great time. But,
yeah, so I would say, like, for me, I know that for me, the initiative it's the reason why I'm doing this podcast. So the things that I focus on this podcast, the thing I focus on this podcast is passion, purpose, and perseverance. And so how you're going to use your passion and your purpose, which we're going to get into a little bit more, to persevere through all these things, through all of that laziness, through all of that stagnation, through all of that feeling like I can do all these other things, but you really got to figure out, is this my purpose?
Yeah.
Is this something I'm passionate about? Is this just something that's temporary? Can it still be here after I'm done? I need to figure out what's my purpose and stay on that goal. And everything that's not going towards that purpose, I got to persevere through all of that. And so that's why I want to talk to other people, get their perspective on things like you was talking about, like your baseball goal, how everything is set up for you to get to baseball. And then on that side note, that passion of the cars is, if the baseball is your purpose, car is your passion, where's that going to be that through line? Where's going to be that in between where you're going to have to choose between, am I going for my purpose, or am I going to focus on my passion right now?
I think there's a lot of things in life that are going to require your attention, right? Like, grateful that I didn't, like, I don't have no kids running around. Like, I'm not out here, like, just being reckless. So we're not, that's not even in my character. But a lot of people have to put their life on pause.
For a lot of things.
Yeah, for a lot of things, right? So it's like, you're going to, if you have the means to do so, you're going to be spending money on something. Yeah. And I look at it as in a sense of, like, how can I be responsible but still have my fun? I'm going to make sure that I am watering the seed of, my baseball journey and what I need to do. But for the things that, like, cause I don't really like play games and stuff. I go to work, I train, and I go home. So what can I do when I'm not at work or training, right? And I think that the car just kind of became, one of those avenues. And I've always thought it was cool. Like, I've seen people go to, like, meetups and cars and coffee and stuff like that. And I've always wanted to. I think I just never really allocated the money to do so. And now I'm at a point where, like, I'm making, I'll call it big boy money in a sense, more money than what I have been, which has allowed me to be semi-irresponsible, but still,
Gotta get back on that purpose. Gotta get back on that passion.
That is very real. Persistence is hard to come by, because a lot of people, we live. I had a pastor say this one time. He said, we live in. I'm lying. Holy crap. I thought it was my past. It wasn't my past. It's Kirk Franklin. That's where I heard it from.
You said APAC.
I heard Kirk Franklin was like, we live in a crock pot world, but we have a microwave mentality. Yeah. Like, I think because everything's so instant. Like, you have instant gratification with everything. Social media, like, anything. So it's hard to find somebody, like, you hit a brick wall. It's like, well, man, I'm going to have to trek through this brick wall in order to get to my goals. If that's on the other side, people just give up.
Give up. They try to find a different way, try to find a different route, find a different avenue. Like, if this brick wall is here, that means it's not meant for me, and go away, rather than trying to actually persevere through, push through, and actually see what's on the other side of that brick wall. Because everything that you've been wanting is on the other side of that brick wall, and that's what you got to push through towards. Amen. Speaking of Kirk Franklin and pastors.
What?
Yes, sir. So my question for you, do you believe in a higher power?
Absolutely, 1,000%. I mean, I don't just wear this. Like, I know some people wear Jesus pieces. Well, you don't believe in Jesus. Why you got Jesus piece? Mm-hmm. But I have this bracelet on too. I'm actually in a men's Bible study, and it's cool because like I feel like a lot of people look at Christians and they're like, you're supposed to look a certain way, you're supposed to dress a certain way and act a certain way, and like kind of confine yourselves to a box. Yeah. But what I realized going to these Bible studies was that like we are all human. Even some of the people that's like working in the church, like I mean like great Christian saints, you know what I'm saying? Like I hear some of these stories, I'm like, dog, like I was low-key scared to talk to you about something because I thought that you might judge me. Exactly. But no, definitely believe and know Jesus Christ is Lord. I say that on the microphone.
There you go. You're just gonna get into it. I was gonna ask you about how you view religion. And
yeah. So it's not religion. It's a relationship, right? So when you go by a rule set, because I mean at that point, as far as Christianity, right? Like if you strictly just abide by a rule set, you are essentially under the law of Moses. So Jesus came for anybody who's not really like. I mean, there are a lot of people who aren't Christians, right? So it's,
we're here to talk about it. Go ahead, let's go, man.
If you don't know, I could be the conduit for you to know.
There we go.
Bible facts with Khalil or Keynote under 2 minutes. Hopefully, I can do it. All right. So basically, 33-year-old guy. He's up on the tear, in Jewish villages, and he's basically trying to convince all of these Jewish people and other people that he is essentially God reincarnate. Like God is his father, but he is also all man and all God. And which is a super big no-no because you have Moses, who was a prophet, and he got all of these essentially laws that God told him, hey, tell your people that this is what that's what they're to do, and this is what they're not to do, and that's it. So they basically had this rule set stamped, and that's what they knew to do. During the years of Moses and the law of Moses, there were like sacrifices. So was that Yom Kippur? I think yeah. So in Jewish communities, Yom Kippur, right? So I think it's like once a year, they would sacrifice a lamb, and basically that lamb was the atonement of their sins. So it's like we do so much wrong. It's like, okay, cool, we get one time a year where everything is just rewritten. We straight, we good. I may have stole, I may have killed, did whatever, but like at that point, like you're good. So they would do this habitually. So then we fast forward to New Testament. Like I said, this 33-year-old guy, obviously I'm talking about Jesus. He comes in and he's telling all of these people like, yo, like, hey, these are great rules to live by. I actually live by them myself. But I'm going to rewrite it. And your only commandment now is to believe in me, to have faith in me. And so it was like at every turn, people were trying to stone him for obvious reasons. They've known this their whole life. So it's like you knowing your parents, right? And then one day your parents tell you, hey, by the way, you're adopted. Like you know how crazy that would be? So it's completely understandable. So like people were going public with their faith, and Jesus, so I was going to say this guy for obviously like context reasons, but he would do miracles. And what's crazy is, believe it or not, I have a couple of friends that are Muslim, and they would tell me, like, do you know that if there is not something specifically addressed, like if there isn't an answer in the Quran, they actually in certain parts, and I haven't read the Quran, so like I'm just kind of like spitballing from what I remember them telling me. But they seem pretty devout, right? So it's like sometimes we just pick each other's brains, and it's all good.
Definitely good conversation.
And it allows me to learn this perspective too. But they say you refer back to the Bible. It's crazy. And they also said that they believe that Jesus, like historically is proven, he was a real person. But they believe that he was a prophet and that he was able to perform miracles. The only one they don't believe is that he died on the cross and rose again. They think he just died. So and I mean, like, it's kind of crazy. It's not crazy that like we as a society are convinced that the Bible is just a book, because we don't see Jesus like walking around, and I don't mean like a spirit or like any type of other thing. Like again, he was a real man, a physical body. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like Jesus walking in the studio. Hey, what's up, y'all? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like they had that back then. So all of these things are written. We have to go by what we understand the book to be, and that is the Bible. So like recognize this guy was a living person, right? Like a physical being. Until he got beamed up in the sky and they promised everybody the Holy Spirit, you know, like, but he was walking the earth. And so a lot of people are convinced that like, because this book was rewritten, you know, years ago, and there are several translations. Like the book was originally written in a different language.
Exactly. Chapters, all that. But I think the thing that you got to talk about with the Bible is it's a spiritual thing. It's supposed to be a spirituality journey that you're taking on. It's take the stories and the parables for the stories and the parables. Take what you need. Take what God has given you when you're in these stories. When you're reading this Bible, when you're reading this spiritual experience. Take what God has given you.
One thing I've learned since I dove deeper into the faith, because I grew up going to church. I think it's pretty normal in black communities, right? So like holidays and stuff, you go to church, you pray before you eat, you pray at family gatherings and stuff, family reunions, stuff like that. But like after you leave, then what? You know what I'm saying? Like you're going back to regular activity. But again, we all human, so there's no judgment. It's just kind of like that is the norm. After I got baptized, I started diving deeper. Because you would hear it over and over again, relationship. It's not religion, it's relationship. What does that mean? So then you ask yourself, like, what does a regular relationship mean? And it's never just a take and not give. Your relationship is not going to last. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that God particularly needs us, but in some ways he does need us, because the Great Commission was to go out and to make disciples. So in a way, right, like in this relationship, you do have a part to uphold. And in my walk, what I've learned is submission, which is crazy because I'm an only child. I've been single most of my life. And as a male, like you don't really hear males submitting as much as you hear about like, oh man, I need a woman to submit. I need a woman to follow me, right? So it's not like a normal thing. But I've learned that the areas in my life, baseball especially, I've learned how to submit. And I remember like right before I got baptized, I was like, God, like, I was baptized when I was 13. Now, granted, I was at a Baptist church. Now I go to a non-denominational church. But like, you couldn't take communion unless you was baptized. So all my homies was in there eating juice or drinking juice or eating crackers. I got to sit there and watch. So I was like, hey man, I want to get baptized. Let's hurry this thing up. So I went through confirmation, all of that stuff. I'm like, yeah, like I knew what I was doing. I wasn't ignorant, but like I don't really think that I had a full comprehension, of what I was doing. And I understand, like in Jewish faith back then, it was they were going public with it. And so people was getting kicked out of their villages, disowned by their families because like you're following this guy, right? So like I didn't fully understand. And so right before I got baptized, again, it was the age of 13, and you live through life, you go to college and all this other stuff, right? Like at the age of 26, I was like, God, like, should I do this? And I remember like just feeling like you try to do all of this stuff by yourself. Why don't you include me in your plans? I was like, hey, all right, it seemed like enough confirmation for me. And literally, like, life hasn't been like, not that it hasn't been great. Life has been great. But I think people have this misconception that, like, life just gets abundantly easy.
No, it's always going to be tests.
It gets hard.
It's going to be tests. It's going to be trials.
It gets hard.
And it's going to be that understanding that, are you here with God or are you here with Khalil?
But it's the same concept as going to the gym, right? So, like, you go to the gym. It's not that the weights got lighter. It's that you've been walking this walk enough. You've been callousing your faith and your mental muscle, right? Like enough to be able to endure more than you was able to a month ago, years ago, whatever the case is. So it never gets easy. It actually gets harder. But the Bible also says that wide is the road to destruction, right? So like if you do the same things that everybody else is doing, you don't get the same results, right? Exactly. And you'd be surprised like how many wealthy people it is. Out here and celebrities and all of the other stuff that have everything that we want as far as like physicality, but just have no peace, no joy, right? And they're just they live the life on paper and on social media, but I'm sure that some of them would kill to just be like a regular middle class citizen. But Keep guiding your heart. There you go.
That was 2 minutes of evangelism with Khalil.
DJ
Keynote.
Yeah, that was it was. Yeah, we'll say 2 minutes.
it was a Baptist 2 minutes.
There you go.
All right, man. We're gonna get back to them questions in a little bit, but we're gonna go back to actually we're gonna get back to DJing a little bit. So I got some questions about DJing. So you used to DJ a lot. Even had like people that you were helping out, like learning the ropes on DJing and stuff. So whatever happened to DJing? Like, why'd you stop? What was the purpose for stopping?
So I played saxophone in middle school and in high school, and it was fun. But when I went to college, even though I didn't get scouted, I still wanted to play baseball. So I knew I was just locked in on that, and I knew I was talented enough to be able to do so. I think I overestimated my talent because there wasn't a whole lot of work put behind it. But I knew I wanted to get. I knew I wanted to play. So I was like, we're gonna find a team. So got to school, started playing club ball, which was great. We traveled a whole bunch. So the reason I say that is because I low key wanted to be in marching band, but I knew that would take up a bunch of time. Yeah, and I didn't care about band as much. Like, I liked playing the saxophone because I like music, but I did not care that much to do it. And just in general, it was music as a whole. I loved just creating sounds and mixing stuff together. And I remember I watched Pitch Perfect. My dad watched it. And I was like, yo, hey, like, my dad is like this. He's like 6'2", 6'3", big brawly dude, black dude. Like, he built like a D lineman, like NFL D lineman. And I caught him watching Pitch Perfect, and he like, you know what I'm saying, try to pause it. I'm like, bro, what you doing? He watched Glee too. Him and my uncle, these are grown men. They was watching Glee, like talking about was it Leah Michelle, R.I.P. Wait, wasn't that her name?
I have no idea. I didn't watch Glee.
It was like the main character. I think it was Leah. I think I said it right, but
we'll fact check. Don't worry.
We'll fact check it. But no, they used to watch that show, and my dad put me on the Pitch Perfect, and there was a scene where Becca was like clipping up stuff, and she had made this big old mix. I was like, yo, that's hard. And I tried to do that with my laptop. I downloaded the software and everything, and I was clipping up sounds, and my dad seen me, and so he was like, yo, like, that's actually pretty decent. So he got me my first mixing board, which was like, it was about the size of a laptop. You could fold it up and put it in your bag, and it was cool because you could just take it, you can whip it out on the go and like just scratch in the middle of class if you wanted to. Did I do that? No, but now that I'm thinking about it, I wish I had them. That'd have been fire. But no, I would keep my stuff in my bag, and I just would like experiment with sounds. I would mix like, pop lyrics with like a rap beat and just do it over and over. And I would record this stuff, and I knew it was pretty lucrative because at that point, like, I was going to frat parties and stuff, and I'm like, man, like, these dudes' music taste is trash. Like, it's great because it's all like the popular music, but they be on Spotify. So, and I'm not like, I guess I am a businessman because I do have, that was a business, and I do also have like a coaching business. Yeah. But during that time, I just seen an area that needed some help. So I'm like, man, like, I'm finna help myself. I'm gonna help y'all, but like, really let's meet in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I started DJing. I was using that little mixing board, and everybody was loving it. It was one fraternity in particular that I would DJ for a whole bunch, and then I guess that caught traction. In SEMO, I went to school at Southeast Missouri State.
Big SEMO.
They caught wind, and they actually hired me on. I got contracted out to do a back-to-school picnic, which is really cool.
That's dope.
And then I did some MPHC Black Greek Life events. So I was getting a lot of exposure. I stopped because it started to feel more like a job than it was like a passion. When it was a hobby, it was cool because I could just do whatever, right? Like, if you didn't like it, who cared? Like, but when I was getting booked out for like big events, it made me anxious. And then what I now recognize is like music, because we were just talking about sinners.
Yeah. Sinners.
Right, like that stuff is like actually legitimate. Like, I used to play music because I would get venues and I'd be like, bro, like, I want the money, but I'm tired. And so in my contract, it said you had to pay me half up front, or like half beforehand to book me, and then you pay me the other half when I get there. If I play under half the party, I give you your second part back. So I keep the deposit, you get the second part back. If I play over half and something happens, then it's me. So there was a couple times I'm ready to go home. What do? I'm finna play some music to make you fight or to make y'all sleepy. Somebody go home getting jiggy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I would do that.
Is crazy.
And bro, there was one time I was at a party. I played Black Youngster. I can't remember what the song. I think it was 101, and literally like the party got shut up. It was crazy. I remember it was a high school party. It was like an after prom party. Yeah. And these guys wanted to rap at the venue, and they had beef with the guys that was throwing a party, which I had no clue about any of this till afterwards. It was on the news and a whole bunch of stuff. This is in Cape Girardeau. And there was supposed to be one of the guys who was rapping. He had like a whole performance at this party. He was like, yo, cue my music up, and when I get there, I'm going to open up the doors. You're going to see the back doors fly open to the venue, and they're going to toss me a mic, and it's going to be crazy. I'm like, I got the vision, right? Like, I'm with it. So I cue up the music, song plays almost once, and I'm like, okay, I got to start it over again. And then I see the back doors is like 2 double doors that open, and I grabbed the mic. I was like, hey, yo, everybody is blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say his name, and the doors open, and you just see just spraying. Like, I don't think it was no switch because I don't think people was like really big on that in Cape Girardeau back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was crazy. I was off to the side, and you literally just see orange and red. Like, and it was nuts.
That's crazy.
I grabbed my book bag and my laptop. I dropped on the ground, and you could just smell the smoke, bro. And I kind of like looked up for a second to see, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, in my head, I'm counting to see like how long it was if there were no shots going. And I'm like, all right, go. And I get up, grab my stuff, and I try to go out the other entrance because there was a back entrance and a front entrance. They was in the back. And I'm literally just like, it's like a sea of people. Whole mayhem, bro. People stumping. I done seen girls like take heels, like stepping on people and stuff. People like hurdling each other, bro. It was like nice Jordans left over, bro. Like, you realize like that money stuff don't matter at the end of the day. If you dead, you dead. I remember like I said I don't want to be the tallest person in the room because I'm an easy target. For some reason I was thinking of Wheelchair Jimmy, bro. I was like, I do not want to end up like Degrassi Drake. But I say that to like, not that had any effect on what played. But I've just been in multiple environments where like you'll play music and you're the DJ. You are curating vibes. Like, and that's exactly what happens. You play something about like people having sex and it's good music, they're gonna go home and like you're gonna be horny. You know what I mean? Like, you play something about people getting violent, somebody out the Hennessy, something is going to happen. Somebody bump you or like take the wrong look at you, like it's automatically a problem. So you're curating vibes. And I think I felt a little bit convicted afterwards because I wasn't having as much fun, so that's not really the conviction. I felt like a job, which is exactly what it was. But then number 2, all the music that I was playing was popular music. That was the music that people wanted to hear. That was the violent music. That was all of that stuff. And it's one thing if I ingest it myself, but if I'm playing for 100 plus people, yeah, like y'all are having to listen to what I want to play. And at the time it was Young Boy, 21, like just anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because majority of the parties were black parties. I did I think my last venue, because I did some stuff for my family for like birthday parties, but that ain't nothing. The it's last, yeah, that's literally what it is. They was like, hey, cuz, we need you to DJ for a family function. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, right? But I did one for a white fraternity, and I was like, man, I've never done an EDM thing. I want to learn how to do that. Yeah. So I told him, I said, I will do this for free. Don't you tell not a single other person. I just want to know if I'm going to enjoy doing it. Yeah, and I did. I had an absolute blast. As far as teaching people, so then I stopped DJing, and I was like, man, like I really got in like my business mindset of things. I had this whole DJ school planned. I was thinking in my head, I'm gonna pass the torch, right? So I'm gonna hire 3 DJs, all of different genres, 1 EDM, 1 pop, 1 rap, right? And like, then I could just be like the 4th guy that kind of like loves mixing them all together. Right. And in this school, I would get, if you supplied your own laptop, I would get you a DJ stand and like an amateur DJ controller. and I would get you a list of bookings. I would just have like a massive list of bookings. You'd go through like 2 or 3 weeks of this school. These people would teach you how to DJ. You'd learn different genres and how to mix and like scratch and transition, all this other stuff. And then after those 2 weeks, like how they do with beauty or barber school, you know, you can go and get your hair cut for cheap. I would give them these venues and let the people know, like, hey, like they're starting out. So like you can charge them decent, like they'll charge you like lower rates basically. And part of the cut, obviously I'm getting paid for them teaching. The other DJs are getting paid for teaching them as well. As far as the cut for them booking these venues, because somebody would say like, why would they go through you to book a venue? And it's like, I literally have a whole set. Yeah, like I have a whole list of connections. You're gonna have to wait, you know, a month or two to go and get you one, because nobody's gonna want to book you because you're brand new, right? So you've got my name on the line. They get to pay you less, and you have a constant rotation of bookings. Because the deal, it was like a 30-70 deal. So I get 30% of the cut from all the bookings, and I get 70. I just never follow through on it. So don't take my idea.
I was going to say, my follow-up question to that was going to be, because you just said it like multiple times already, like you're a businessman. So how does your business mindset play into your purpose for baseball? How does that business mindset work for you?
So like I said, baseball is a God planted seed. I'm not crazy. I feel like a lot of times I'd get in a point of asking if I'm gaslighting myself. Like, did I make this up? You know what I'm saying? But I've had multiple confirmations over and over and over again. Like, that is the thing that I'm supposed to be doing. And it seems bigger than me, but I'm just kind of like, I'm grateful. That what I want aligns with what I feel like God wants for my life as well. So, so with that being said, like, we all have a purpose, whether you know it or not. And baseball, let's just call it what it is, right? Because sometimes I feel weird about saying it, because I'm always expecting people to be like, oh, well, statistically you can't, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But when God gives you the answer for something, or when he tells you can do something, like, you can sit up and try to listen to people all day long, but the only thing that's going to wreck is your peace, because you worry about too many voices. So, Major League Baseball goals, dreams. I've never said this on camera, I don't think. I could be selfish, right? And rightfully so. Like, I have my own selfish ambitions. That is the profession that I want. That's what I desire. But I'm going to be making stupid amounts of money. And there would be a lack of fulfillment if I just kept it to myself. At that point, I'd be able to buy literally anything that I want to buy, unless I have Jeff Bezos and Amazon and Elon Musk type goals, right? And I don't particularly. But with what I have, number one, I want to be able to give back. I want to start up scholarship programs and foundations, because I noticed I was helping a couple people get to college and kind of like educate them on scholarship process and stuff. I was fortunate, blessed enough. My mom helped me with a bunch of my scholarship programs. My dad did as well, but like my mom really sat down with me and like told me like, yo, like you need to finish this essay, and she like helped me with it and stuff too. So my dad was like the enforcer. Like, so whatever my mom said, he was like, do what your mom said, you know what I'm saying? But now I've seen a handful of students that just go to school and are okay with student loans because that's the norm, you know what I'm saying? I think the annual rate of like student loans, like the national, I mean, at one point it was like 30,000 is the average. So and it's going up. But I was blessed enough to be able to go to school for free. And then some. I was actually getting paid. I got paid like $2,000 a semester, which was reckless because I had no needs. So, but I wanna do that. I went back to McClure a couple times to go hit and go throw. That's our high school, our alma mater. And it's just trash. Like, the parking lots need to be repaved. You know, sports actually bring a lot of students to school. So if the football field was nice, I never played football, but I enjoy going to the games. I know a lot of students would as well. So you pump money into areas like that, and you will get kids more inclined to want to do school activities.
You get the activities for them, and then the school follows. You show them, and you give them something to do. And then you put on top of there, like, the base is still going to be school, but if you give them something to do, now they're enticed to start at the bottom. Let's get the classwork, so now I can get to the sports. Now I can get to the after-school program and stuff like that. So.
That's true. I would, and I don't know how that works. I don't know if I give money to a school, if it goes to the district and they divvy it up. I would prefer that not happen. Like if I'm spending money, I would like to know exactly where my money is going.
Yeah, you can do the donation straight to the school for real.
Really?
Yeah, you can go straight to the school. You don't have to do it.
Nice. I would do that. I had one of the visions. It was like a daydream. I was in school. I was at SEMO. I was in line getting lunch at a Subway. And this was like the very first one I ever got. I was rounding the bases in Busch Stadium. I got home. It was like a game-winning home run or something like that, right? And some cliche like out of
walk off.
Yeah. And I ripped my jersey open, and my undershirt, it was like an Under Armour shirt. It said "Thank you, Jesus" on it. And it was cool. Yeah, it's on camera and everything. And it was so profound. I remember calling my mom. I had a whole panic attack. I wasn't even hungry no more. I called her. I was like, yo, like, I think I'm in school for the wrong reason. She was like, what you talking about? Because I went to school for athletic training, which we'll kind of get into that as well. But I was doing a lot of these clinical hours, so I was very busy, which is another reason why band was not an option. But I was doing all these clinical hours. I'm like, I think I'm just doing this because I wanted to stick around sports more.
Yeah.
But all I'm doing pretty much is taping ankles and learning health and like passing out water bottles, which I just undermine the whole athletic training industry. But it is what it is. I used to call myself a glorified water boy, and if you know me, you know that. So like that's what I would do at school. They would get upset, like the athletic trainer. Stop! That's not what it is. I don't care.
You got the degree for it.
I got the paper. You can't tell me. I literally have. I went to school for 4 years. I have the paper. I can say whatever I want. Like it's like. If you a fat person, you call another fat person fat, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I got that paper. I literally can say whatever I want. So, but, and she was like, okay, well, so she prayed on it. That's my mom. My mom she's a praying woman, right? So, and I don't know what kind of confirmation she got, but, you know, moms will be supportive, but, like, a mom will set you straight, too. Like, if you're not supposed to be doing something, she's going to tell you, like, hey, baby, you know, maybe this ain't the route. You know what I'm saying? Like, never got that. She actually encouraged me even more, like even to this day, which is crazy because, like I said, I'm 27. In baseball years, that is old. But she tells me over and over about David and Goliath, which is the typical like hero underdog Bible story. But what a lot of people don't really know is that like there was a lot of preparation for David, right? So he was a shepherd boy, and he fought the bear and so on and so forth before he actually fought Goliath. But if you read further, David actually was a king.
Yep. King David.
But like, yeah, what's Deuce E be like? Yeah, on King David. No, he was a king, and God showed him this vision. This is again Old Testament, right? So, but he showed him this vision, and he kind of like had to live with it. He's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be king. What's crazy is David actually got locked up. Like he was locked up. He was accused of rape. Like, but he had great character. So at any given moment, like he could vouch for himself. Now there are other things that happened while he was king, but like we're talking about like a point in time. But you know what I'm saying? He had to live with this idea of knowing like, man, I'm gonna be king. Yeah. But it was at like every point in life he was going through some type of struggle, and he wasn't actually king until like years and years and years and years and years down the line.
This is not right after he fought Goliath. He had to do a lot more battles and a lot more trials and a lot more. God had him on the.
It's crazy, and actually the way he ended up being king was like he had to go through prison, and he met somebody who, second-handedly kind of like put him in the position, for royalty, and that's like a whole nother thing down the line, but.
Read your Bible.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like some Bible scholar. I just like the guys that I'm in this Bible study with. They're all older guys, right? So like, I get a lot of wisdom from them and stuff. Yeah. And they have helped to break this stuff down and actually make it relatable. So by the time I read it, I'm like, oh man, like these are like just regular people. Like these were people. They just lived in different times and wore different clothes, but they were people. They had the same emotions that we had. You know what I'm saying? Like it was all real, and so that's why these stories are relatable, because it's like even Jesus experienced some of the things that we experience. A lot of things. It's like everything that's under the sun as far as like temptation, it was like he had to endure it. Yes. Otherwise, we would be trying to be like a man who has no clue what it's like to be human. But yeah, so I've got all of these. Just kind of circle it back. Scholarships, giving back to schools. I want to use my platform to just be a difference maker and to show people like to give God the glory in that instance.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what that looks like. I know that you're not going to play baseball for forever, right? Like at some point I would have to retire. But I also know, because right now I do have a coaching business that I haven't done much with. Just got a new job, and that's been taking a lot of time. My goal is not to coach. I don't care about coaching. I care about making money. I do like the kids. Like as far as crazy soundbite. Coaching kids is great, especially like when you get a kid that has no baseball background, maybe even no athletics background.
You can get them.
And you can watch the improvement in front of your eyes. Especially like when they come back and tell you, or the parents come back and tell you like, hey, like they were with another coach not too long ago, and not only do they like working with you, but they're like the transition from this to the actual gameplay is night and day. And it makes you feel real good. And so I know that that's something that I should be doing. But with baseball, like I said, I'm going to retire. There's going to be a day. I want to have a facility, similar concept with the DJing, where I hire all of these coaches, and there's an indoor turf area. There's an indoor, there are a couple cages where you can hit at, and they got all the stuff set up. They got hit tracks in there so you can see how far your ball is going. They got pitching coaches. They got a select team, right? And it's not going to be like some rinky-dink thing.
No, it's gonna be. I can see it's like
a big
warehouse.
facility.
Like
Yes,
facility,
exactly. Yeah, and there's a couple of them in St. Louis. I originally wanted to set it up, but I don't have the capital for it. Like I'm just kind of a regular person. But the new Crunch Fitness on Lindbergh, it used to be a Gold's Gym, and I remember driving past and I was like, "Yo, that would be fire!" Like to turn that whole place out. But I want to make something where it's not like crazy out the way, like in Chesterfield or something like that, and it's accessible. Yeah, if you're just a regular person and you want to go in and get some cage time or getting on turf field, you can. Yeah. But then we also have a select team. So, all of those things together. Just be a philanthropist, host, events like charity events and things like that. I do tithe, so I feel like it's important to have good financial stewardship. It's taught me a lot, but then it also is like showed me how to be in control less. Money is a part of your status, especially as a male. So if you can learn how to manage that and not allow that to control you, I feel like the world is your oyster at that point. So, yeah.
That was an incredible amount of information given.
Sorry,
No. I'm actually talking about like it's great to actually be able to have all of that be out. Because it goes right into what you said at the very beginning was this guy giving purpose to you. Yeah. And so it circles all the way back to because we're going to get ready to wrap it up. We got about 2, maybe 3 more questions. Yeah. But it goes into one of my most important questions that I have is, do you feel like purpose is something that is ordained to you at birth, or do you think that you discover your purpose as you go throughout life?
What you just said, discover your purpose.
You discover your purpose?
So, no, I'm saying you have a purpose that you discovered. So just because something is there doesn't mean you found it yet. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
And I do, we have free will, right? As Christians, we have free will because there's people in hell right now, which is crazy. Side note, hell was not made for people.
Hell is just a separation from you and God. That's
it literally, and it was not made for people. We just ended up there.
That's separation.
Not we, but I ain't going down. But hell is hot. we have a purpose, but we also have free will. So you have the option to just not do it. And what's scary is that probably one of my biggest fears, terrified of it, is God sending someone else to do what He called me to do. Right? But you think about Jonah. He told Jonah hey, go to Nineveh, go preach. And he was like, nah, you folks crazy. I'm not going over there. You know what I'm saying? And he still ended up what happened? He got thrown over a ship, and a big old fish swallowed him up and was just threw him out. And I think that we all have a purpose. I don't think we all do have purpose. And even if your purpose is just to evangelize or go and make disciples. Like, you were doing the one thing that Jesus asked you to do anyway. But not everybody's going to be pastors. I don't want to be a pastor. I do feel like I'm going to be speaking to a lot of people later on in life. I feel like to some capacity I can be influential, and I want to make sure that I use that in the right way, because I am very unhinged. I'm just super professional right now, at least trying to be. But like, I feel like I'm gonna be speaking to people. Like I said, I don't particularly want to be a pastor, but I think that what I'm saying is I think that we all have a purpose, and the more you go through life, the more you will find areas of things that like you actually gravitate towards. Yeah. With DJing, I knew it wasn't for me. I had my fun, but I eventually started getting convicted about it, and I was like, okay, well, that's clear. Like, it's clear sign. Just don't do it no more. Teach other people, do whatever. But baseball is like that one area that like I can definitely say like, yeah, this is it. My ex-girlfriend, we had a conversation once, and it actually kind of like it made me sad a little bit. And she had opened up. She had got vulnerable. We had just started dating at the time. She was like, "Hey, can I tell you something?" I was like, "What's up?" She was like, "I don't think I know my purpose." And it hit me because it's like, I talk about baseball and my passions a lot. So to hear somebody say that, it's like, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you mean you don't know what you're supposed to do in life? Like, you just, and it's tough because, and I'm not saying that this happened to her, but a lot of times, like, those people, they're just kind of like going wherever life takes them. You have no particular definiteness of purpose. You're just kind of doing whatever, and where you end up is where you end up. You end up finding a lot of lost people who try to fit in a category that's not particularly meant for them. So I think we were all destined, we were all made on purpose with a purpose. It's just kind of up to you. You know, when you put your faith in Christ and you allow him to have lordship over your life, which again goes back to that relationship part, right? Like, and this isn't me trying to be preachy, because like I said, that's not my avenue, that's not my lane. I'm just speaking from experience. When you learn how to just say, you know what, like, I don't really know what it looks like to let go, which it looks like a trust fall. You're not knowing somebody else is back there, hoping that somebody catch you, right? But like, I don't know what this looks like to submit, but I'm going to trust that, you know, your word says that you have good plans for me. Whatever, right? Boom. You will find yourself in places with some crazy opportunities and some of the best people. And like I said, it's not that it gets better, but you have essentially peace in knowing that this feels right. It feels like I'm on the right path. For the first time in your life, like, it's like a light bulb moment. It's been there, but you just found out.
There you go. So you already had your purpose, but you got to find it.
Yep.
I like that. I actually like that answer a lot, because that's how I feel like it as well. It's like, we are all born with this purpose. Yeah. But we have to find it. It's that journey to finding your purpose. And it goes back to where I was talking about, like, where you at your journey. It's like, it feels like a book. And so now you know the exposition is giving you, like, the setup for your purpose. That's the setup for it. And so now you're in your rise in action. You know exactly where you're headed to. Yeah. And so now you're like, all right, I'm knowing what my purpose is, so now I'm headed to there.
What's crazy is even after I retire, I still don't think I've climaxed. Because at that point, like I said, like...
That's where my next question is going to be. Do you think that we have more than one purpose?
No, I think that we all have a purpose and supporting goals. Like I said, or like I was mentioning with the main goal, and then my main goal is to blow up and act like I don't know nobody. You ever seen that?
Forget everybody as soon as I get there.
Yeah. No, I think we all have one goal or one purpose, and then everything else kind of leads up to that. So. Baseball, again, I have my own selfish ambitions. I would be lying if I said I didn't. I was, it's all God. Like, no, I want to play baseball. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I also recognize I would be a fool to say that God's not going to use that platform to be, you know, to be effective to other people. Like I said, there's going to be a day I retire. I hope that while I'm there, I will have the influence that I want to have, or that God wants me to have. So that way I can be like the Ozzie Smiths and the Bo Jacksons, like all these people, right? Like, that their name still means something after they're done. And I have enough pull and influence that by the time I retire, I'm still doing crazy things. I'm still giving back. I'm still hosting charity events. People still know me as the guy that, like, this is the athlete that, like, he left it on the field and he's representing Christ. Like, and people will hear my story, and they're gonna be like, "Oh man, where you go to college?" And they hear a guy that played club baseball, went to school in the county, had the odds stacked against him. I had no silver spoon fed. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't on no travel teams. So people look for the guy that's most relatable. Like I said, Jesus was a regular person.
Yeah.
Like everything he had was through the Holy Spirit. You know what I'm saying? But like he was a man. Like if he wasn't relatable to us, how would we be able to be Christ-like essentially? So people want to hear the guy that went all 12 rounds, had all the odds stacked against him, because that's the person that like they can, I guess in a way, like emulate, but like that's the story that they want to hear to encourage them, bring them faith. Like, hey, if God did it for this guy, he'll do it for me for sure. Like, you just got to be a trailblazer. So
I like that. And so we coming down to our last two. So my next question is, how do you view self-transformation? So for you, self-transformation, what people will look like when they look at your like high school, college to you now, they see the physical self-transformation. But is that the only self-transformation that you think that there is?
No, I mean, I think different, right? Like, we're not supposed to be stagnant. I'm still immature, you know what I'm saying? Like I can be mature because I'm a salesman, right? So now I work for AT&T. I do like not door to door, but I have to be inside of people's houses. You got to talk to people a certain type of way. But if my guard is down, a lot of times like I'm a child, like like real talk. But you can definitely tell, like, if you knew me, be like, oh yeah, still same old Khalil, but like not.
It's the maturity level of it.
Yeah. You go through life, you go through enough experiences, and you can tell, like, oh, like,
you've grown, you've gotten some experience.
Yeah.
So that's how you view that self-transformation, just going through those different experiences and
it's not.
From them?
I wouldn't say it's something that like you have to force. I do think that there are a lot of people like. I mean, the life experiences are really what do it. It's not like you're like, man, I want to grow up. I want to become this, and you just do it. Yeah, you go through life. I do feel like I'm very stagnant. Some people be like, oh, well, I feel like God's got me in this place for it. Nah, I feel like I've been stagnant in St. Louis for a while. I want to get out. I want to do more stuff, but I feel bad for the people that like have never seen outside of their city. Or that's all that they know. They never really took a big leap, because those oftentimes are the people that like, dang, you ain't changed since high school. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that. Like, I don't want to be anything even remotely close to that. I don't want to be the wannabe. I don't want to be the guy that only talked about baseball and never did nothing. I know my spiritual life is a lot different, but like, I don't want to be nothing like how I was in high school. I was great, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had fun. I wasn't off the chain or nothing, you know what I'm saying? But I still, like, we need to grow.
Definitely got to grow.
And it's not something that I just focus on. It's just, you live enough life, you gain some wisdom, you get some experiences, and yeah.
And you evolving.
Yep.
All right, man. Last question that I got for us.
Let's get it.
You got any quotes, any things that you live by, like your day-to-days? Just like things that you just, like your mantras, anything like that? So
yes, I have one. Basically, like, I say don't be a POS, like don't be a piece of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you can go ahead and say that.
Well, it kind of like undermines everything I was talking about, but no, the reason I say it is because like my dad, when I was younger, he would say like, don't have do nothing, right? Or the way you do anything is the way that you do everything. So, and I've got other stuff, but like those stick with me a lot, because like I don't want to be nowhere and somebody can speak against my character, right? I recently had somebody try to accuse me of stealing, and there were other people around him that quickly were able to vouch for me. And I just, when I heard about it, I sent him a text message, and I had to wait to send it because like they call like righteous indignation. It's like I'm mad, but I'm not finna call you out your name.
Exactly.
Because then it makes everything that I say invalid. But I had to let him know, like, you're wrong.
Yeah.
That's not in my character at all. And if you have an issue with it, talk to me. Like, I really, like, I don't mean to sound like cliche, but like I really stand on business about it. And it's not like I'm not saying like I'm gonna be violent, but I don't like confrontation, but I also don't like somebody being able to say like, oh yeah, you did this. So I'm gonna talk to you. Let's be men about it. But as far as you know, quotes and things, it's usually just about character. So with that, as far as being a POS, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to start anything and leave it undone unless it just is not meant for me and I feel like, yo, you're not supposed to be here. I don't want to be stagnant. I don't want to feel like I done somebody wrong. I don't want to ever be in a situation where like I have to lie to save myself. I might crack a joke and lie, you know what I'm saying? But like just making sure that I do things to the fullest, finish what I started, and just allow my character to speak for itself and everything. So even when I'm not in the room, people could vouch for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, like we know that's not something that he would do.
Right.
So I guess the culmination of all of those, because the finishing everything, I mean, that's just you holding yourself accountable. Yep. Yeah. And then the character thing is that while you are holding yourself accountable and you're at the point where you've, been praying for to reach, right? So mine is baseball. People can say like, hey, like this guy, he's a good teammate. He's a good influence. So I think that's.
I like that though.
Yeah.
That's some good one. Don't be a POS. You heard it here first from DJ Keynote. Also, IG Keynote. Report that page.
Report the page, please. Yes, nothing else works, and I mean this. Like this might go against what I just said. Report them for sexual harassment. All right, they ain't made a post since like 2015 or 2016, and one of them is a picture of some feet. So I'm fully okay with saying report them for sexual harassment. I don't care. I want that. I want the page or one better, right? Like if any of y'all know how to like get names, because I remember. I think it was Father's Day. Some guy on Twitter, he took the Padres name because they changed it to the Fathers. Yeah, they lost the name, and like I think they paid the dude to get it back, right? So like, if any of y'all know how to do that, you know what I'm saying?
They have to change their name though. Yeah.
Oh man, I'll even. Nah, I ain't gonna sound like you. I don't know about that, but I just want the name to be free.
There you go, man. So again, this has been Since We Talking. Again, I'm your host Valden. We have
Keynote.
See y'all next time.